All right, let's get down to the Capitol Grill in Uptown Charlotte. That is where our Danielle Stein is standing by. After not only did the Hornets pick 4th and pick Kon Knueppel, they have just landed the 29th pick in the draft. Danielle and Locked On Hornets co-host Walker Mehl standing by. Guys, take it away. I know you got a lot to say about this one.
Yeah, we'll start with the more recent news with that Mark Williams trade. Kind of ironic. You did just ask Kon Knueppel about what the chemistry might be with lobbing to him. What are your initial reactions to this trade?
Well, I do want to know, I was trying to figure out what my favorite Mark Williams memory was. It was a fun 5 seconds. Yeah, it's kind of wild that all this movement is happening, but we thought this might happen. There were so many options for the Hornets to explore in the draft tonight, and here they are taking Kon Knueppel. Kon did answer a question during media availability where he did say he felt good about coming here to Charlotte after a meeting with Jeff Peterson, Charles Lee, and the brass here with the Hornets organization. And then, again, when I ask about Mark, I guess I didn't think they were going to trade him. There's the possibility, considering they traded him already just last season. And so now I wonder what they're going to do with that 29th pick that they gained in that trade, sending Mark out of the franchise. Are they going to address center? Is Nurkic enough? Does this mean we're going to let Moussa Diabate, let the Moose loose? Is that what's about to happen? I don't know. But we did think that there were a lot of opportunities for the Hornets to help their team out in a bunch of different ways. And looks like we're going to be here for a while with the 29th pick now in store.
And it's ironic, too, because the Phoenix Suns also, in the same spell of it, got his teammate in Kon Malawach, too, who are the same position. With Kon Knueppel, we were all talking earlier. This is a good choice. Some are saying safe, but a very complete player. What is your assessment on what Kon could be bringing to this team?
Yeah, I like Kon Knueppel as a prospect. If you were looking at Walker Mehl's big board, I would have had VJ Edgecombe if he was available. Then I would have had Trey Johnson, who they decided to go with Kon Knueppel instead of Trey. He falls to Washington. But it doesn't mean I don't like the pick. I see the vision. I think he fits in very well with this offense specifically. So everybody's going to love the shooting. The shooting numbers are fantastic. I think he's a good driver. I think he's a good secondary ball handler. And while he's not going to break anybody's ankles, I think he's very efficient with his handle. I think he's a great decision maker once he gets into the paint. So part of the question when I was asking about Malawach and that chemistry with the big man, I think he does such a great job of drawing the rim protector out just at the right time, throwing the lob to whoever is going to catch that alley-oop from him. So LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Kon Knueppel. With LaMelo and Kon, I do think you have some really smart passing, and LaMelo obviously is the electric factory out there with the kind of passes that he can throw. So smart move. Defensively, there's going to be some worries. I do think that people are going to look to attack him. I think he absorbs contact well. He's strong. He's really tough. So I don't think you're going to be able to take advantage of him on the post. I don't think you're going to be able to take advantage of him by him giving any leeway with his positioning, but people are going to be able to beat him with his lack of lateral speed. But we'll see how that all comes along. I do like the pick. I think it's a good fit.
Obviously, offense is something that they did want to address. There was one game, I was just looking back at some stats. He had 28 points. He actually went 2 for 6 from 3. 12 of 13 from the field. So he knows how to score in other ways, too. Do you feel like Kon is going to be ready to go in a starting lineup with this team?
I mean, theoretically, he's a guy that comes in and is ready to play right away with that shooting ability and with a low turnover percentage, and you don't have to rely on him handling the basketball nearly as much. So I do think that he's really a plug-and-play type of guy, offensively, again, more so than defensively. He's going to have a long way to go there. But I was really impressed with his ACC tournament run. When Cooper Flagg goes down in the very first game that Duke's playing here in Charlotte, it was all Kon. He was the initiator. He was the guy that I believe shot very well in the first 2 games. Not so much against Louisville from 3-point distance, but I think he was 6 of 7 in that game against Louisville inside the 3-point arc, which is great for a guy that you don't consider that to be a strong suit for him. In the NCAA tournament, he shot 50% from 3. He's just really efficient. He's so smart as a basketball player, and he showed up in the big moments when Duke needed him to be the guy rather than the second banana to Cooper Flagg, who goes number 1. So Kon has a lot of ability, and I think he fits in well. I'm excited to see how it all unfolds, especially with what we're going to see his first year here.
As you guys mentioned, we are at the Capitol Grill for tonight's Hornets draft. We had our steaks, we had our chocolate cake, but now we have another draft pick that we might be seeing tonight. You kind of addressed a little bit about what you might expect to see when they go on 29. Any further insight from what you could be thinking?
Well, so a couple of targets that I had. I don't know if Maxime Reynaud out of Stanford is going to be there at 29. That seems a little too much of a wish for me. I don't think that's going to happen. I've been a big fan of Ryan Kalkbrenner out of Creighton as as a rim protector. I think he's very good in drop coverage. He was a multi-time Conference Defensive Player of the Year, so that's somebody I would look to be targeting, especially now that you only have one big-bodied center. Moussa Diabate, I love him when he's out there on the floor, but Charles Lee has mentioned in the past that you do have some limitations with him not being a 7-footer. And so with you getting rid of one, it would make a lot of sense for them to address one of the centers there at the end of the first round. Remember, they have 33, they have 34 still, so lots of bites at the apple either at the end of tonight or at the beginning of tomorrow.